In a land drained of color and joy, where laughter was a forgotten memory, ruled the iron-fisted King Theron. His kingdom was a reflection of his heart, barren, gray, and heavy with despair. The fields lay fallow, the trees were skeletal fingers scratching at a perpetually overcast sky, and the people moved like ghosts, their spirits crushed under the weight of his tyranny. Yet in this bleak world, a single spark of light flickered. Her name was Elara, a young girl whose spirit remained untouched by the surrounding gloom. Her heart was a wellspring of kindness in a desert of cruelty, a stark and vibrant contrast to the world she knew. One day, while searching for anything edible in the skeletal remains of a forest, Elara wandered farther than ever before. She pushed aside a curtain of withered vines and stumbled into a hidden grotto. There, nestled amongst the dead roots, was a sight that stole her breath away. A small spring, glowing with a soft, ethereal light, bubbled up from the earth. Drawn by its impossible beauty, she cupped her hands and drank. The water was cool and sweet, and a warmth spread through her, chasing away the gnawing hunger and the persistent chill in her bones. She looked down at a wilting wildflower by her feet, its head bowed in defeat. On an impulse, she sprinkled a few drops from her fingers onto it. Before her very eyes, the flower straightened, its petals unfurling in a burst of brilliant, impossible blue. Elara stared, her heart pounding. This wasn't just water. This was life. This was hope. Returning to her village under the cloak of darkness, Elara carried a small flask of the precious water. She started small, secretly. A few drops for a neighbor's sickly child, who was bright and running by morning. A gentle sprinkle on the parched soil of a communal garden, which sprouted with vibrant green shoots overnight. Whispers of these small miracles began to spread, quiet at first, then with growing excitement. A woman's persistent cough vanished. An old man's aching joints felt nimble again. For the first time in years, genuine smiles appeared on the faces of her people. Hope, a long-exiled guest, began to tentatively return to the village. The world was still gray, but now there were patches of impossible color. Laughter, soft and shy, could be heard echoing in the once silent streets. But such changes, however small, do not go unnoticed in a kingdom built on surveillance and fear. The king's spies, ever-present shadows, saw the green shoots and the healthy villagers. They heard the whispers of magic and hope. They reported these anomalies to King Theron. The king, whose only desires were power and control, listened with a cold gleam in his eyes. Miracles? Healing? Life from nothing? His mind didn't turn to the well-being of his people. Instead, a venomous thought took root and grew. If this magic could bring life to plants and heal the sick, what could it do for him? Could it grant him the one thing he craved above all else? Immortality, greed, sharp and insatiable, consumed him. He didn't care about the source of this hope. He only cared about possessing its power. The king's gaze turned toward the small, insignificant village where the miracles had begun, and his hunt for the source, and for Elara, began. It didn't take long. King Theron's soldiers descended upon the village like a storm, their armor as gray as the sky. They found Elara, the girl whose name was now linked to every impossible recovery and every miraculous harvest. They dragged her from her home and threw her before the king. His eyes, cold and hungry, bored into her. He didn't need to threaten her village. The fear in her neighbor's eyes was threat enough. "Take me to the source," he commanded, his voice a venomous hiss. "Take me to the magic." With a heavy heart, Elara led the king and his personal guard through the dead forest to the hidden grotto. When Theron saw the softly glowing spring, his breath hitched. The raw power humming in the air was intoxicating. "Immortality," he whispered, his face contorted with avarice. He shoved Elara aside and lunged for the water, his hands outstretched, ready to drink, to own, to consume all of it. But in that split second, as the tyrant reached for the source of all hope, Elara made a choice. It wasn't a choice born of anger or revenge, but of pure, selfless love for her people and her land. She knew this magic was too powerful, too pure for one person to hoard. It was meant for everyone. With a surge of strength she didn't know she possessed, She grabbed the large, smooth stone basin at the heart of the spring. With a great cry, she tipped it over, not into the king's waiting hands, but into the small stream that trickled away from the grotto, the stream that fed the river, the very artery of the entire kingdom. The concentrated essence of the spring, a torrent of liquid light, poured into the watercourse, sacrificing its focused power to be diluted, to be shared, to heal everything at once. The effect was instantaneous and breathtaking. A wave of shimmering light pulsed outwards from the river, racing across the landscape. As the magical water flowed, life erupted in its wake. The gray, barren ground blushed with green grass and a carpet of technicolor flowers. The skeletal trees burst forth with lush leaves. The sky, perpetually overcast, broke apart, allowing golden sunlight to pour down for the first time in a generation. The very air grew sweet with the scent of blossoms and damp earth. The kingdom, once a monochrome portrait of despair, was reborn in a symphony of vibrant color and life. King Theron, drenched by the spray of common river water, stood frozen. He watched, utterly stunned, as his dead kingdom was resurrected before his eyes. He had come seeking personal power, a selfish eternity. But what he witnessed was a power far greater, the power of a selfless sacrifice that gave life to all. He looked at the vibrant world around him, then back at Alara, who stood small and defiant, having given away the greatest power in the world without a second thought. In her simple, profound act, he saw the crippling weakness of his own tyranny and the immense strength of her kindness. It was a revelation that shattered his cruel heart. Humbled and transformed, King Theron looked at Alara not as a prisoner, but as a teacher. He ordered his guards to release her. The kingdom he now saw was not his to crush, but his to nurture. Guided by Alara's example, he began to rule not with an iron fist, but with an open hand. He learned compassion, fairness, and the simple truth that a kingdom's true wealth is the happiness of its people. The land, now teeming with life, flourished under a new era of peace and prosperity, all born from a single act of kindness from a girl who dared to share her light with the world. Thank you for watching this story unfold with us. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tales that spark the imagination. We'll see you in the next video.